I know you lying.
Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right. Welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to another episode of Kween Talk. I'm Demar Queens, along with Mashawn, with JoJo. And, you know, y'all may see some changes. Mashawn got his natural hair. I got a new hair color. And you know what, JoJo's here.
I ain't got no hair, but okay.
Girl, look.
I am sitting outside of my house to give my mama some peace or whatever.
Because Connie don't want to hear nothing we got to talk
about. Connie don't want to hear anything that we're talking about. So,
girl, what? So she heard us the last couple of times and she didn't like it?
No, she wasn't in the house the last couple of times. She wasn't in the house the last couple of times. I've been
she just don't want to hear shit
home.
Today.
Girl, Connie ain't got time for that.
I've been making her stay home a lot more.
Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got to take the potatoes out the oven.
They always cooking. That's going to be a new rule. No cooking while we're filming.
Always cooking.
She is always cooking. And don't feed nobody but herself. I haven't got my plate yet.
What time is our photo shoot Sunday? Next Sunday?
3.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, so yeah,
I might let
we got some new things coming. We got some pictures coming. We're taking a professional photo shoot. I'm excited for it. I already am.
When is that again?
It's this Sunday.
Our photo shoot
Sunday.
Sunday.
That was
Sunday.
We moved
after
it
church.
To Sunday, boo boo.
After church. Don't worry, you will be out of church.
No, but but I'm gonna have to move some shit around because you
go to like 5 different services on Sunday.
No, ma'am. I go to one. Proudly.
She got 7:15, then she got 9 o'clock service, and she got 12:30 service, and she got 3:30 service. And
don't forget about the 10:47 service.
Yeah, 10:47, baby. She sings soprano for 9:15. Alto for 11:30, and then she sings tenor for 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, okay. So to the topic, let's get to it. All right, Mashawn, your topic. So you start us off.
Honey, we are talking about DL, man. I feel like this needs to be talked about, but I'm adding a disclaimer here. We are not disclosing any names or any numbers, or nobody in here is being exposed. I'm just talking about why DL men feel the need to, what's the word I'm looking for? Need to feel assured that, you know, if they're comfortable with being who they are, about what's the point of them even being considered in the LGBT community, even though they're not really.
But they don't consider themselves as.
That's what I say. First of all, who consider them to be in the LGBT?
I sure don't.
Well, they're.
I don't, and they don't. Especially.
You'd be surprised. Some people. Well, some of the queens do, but I don't consider them.
Maybe DL are not. They do not consider themselves a part of the LGBTQ.
Well, they don't.
Community.
But they don't. But some of the girls do.
I mean, their actions makes them a part of it, but they are not.
I guess they're not.
I mean, they don't even need a letter in there.
They're the vampires of the LGBT community.
The vampire.
I know some are like DL due to like their job and all that, but at the same time, still, you know, I feel like the straight community, this like society has created these DL men and these types of men.
They have.
You know, and they blame the LGBTQ for it. Like, if y'all were to treat the LGBTQ with the respect that, you know, y'all want us to treat y'all with, people would not, like, men and women who are attracted to the same sex would feel more comfortable being who they are. You know, I mean, nobody wants to marry somebody that only half love them. However, it's a thing now. They out there marrying these women and they having these kids, all to put on the show to hide who they really are.
Right.
So.
Well, we only talk about DL men because you know they got DL women out there too.
They do.
There are DL women. I mean, we're not just focusing it on men. We're talking about just DL in general.
Right.
Yeah, but I think I think the onus is put on the male aspect of it because there's harking back to it.
Because
well, no, not necessarily that. Because
a man's sexuality is under so much scrutiny than women because, you know, men,
Yeah, exactly.
we're put under, like, men are basically put on this pedestal. Like, we, especially black men, they have to be, you know, this strong, assertive man, you know, that don't take bullshit from nobody. But at the same time, I feel like black men, like including the like black men can't really be who they are. They can't be sensitive because, you know, if you're considered
But we're in a patriarchal, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. This is a man's world, and men, for the most part, are attracted to women. So if this is a man's world and men run the world, men don't care about two women getting together. Actually, they tend to like that. They are turned on by that. They what you call it?
Double standard, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a double standard. I mean, that's what they like. If you like vagina, you're gonna like two vaginas on each other. So that's why I think that lesbians tend to get more of a pass.
They do.
They do.
And I'm not. I mean, that's just my.
But then
opinion.
again, that's if they fit a certain, I guess, a certain demographic, like lipstick lesbians. Yeah,
they get more of a pass than butch.
But
yeah,
like butch lesbians don't really get a pass.
And why is that? Because the lipstick lesbians are more attractive.
Yeah.
To the men, to the heterosexual men.
Well, what gets me too about the whole what you said, JoJo, piggybacking off what you said about the whole making out thing. What I don't know if y'all remember when I think it was during the MTV Awards. I can't remember which awards it was. Remember when Madonna was on stage with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and they made out on live TV?
Mm-hmm.
And so when Adam Lambert did the same thing, remember when it got blurred out?
Right. I don't remember that, so I guess that's why.
Yeah, it got blurred out when Adam Lambert did the same thing, and I'm like, well,
who he did it with?
I can't think of the man's name. I can't remember.
Was it another artist?
I think so. When they were on stage kissing.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of his name either.
Yeah, I can think.
I mean,
who blurred it? What TV station was that? It couldn't have been MTV.
It was on MTV. I think it was.
It couldn't have been MTV. I know MTV did not blur that shit out.
I don't think. Well, never mind. I don't think it was MTV. It could have been. What was it? VH?
As much gay shit as MTV has aired over the years, that's back when I was in high school in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I don't think it was. It could have been V. I don't know. I couldn't remember which it was, but yeah,
it had to be like probably the ABC or some kind of network television.
It was blurred out, and I thought that was kind of messed up. I'm like, so here, you know, you got Madonna making out with both Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera on TV.
Well, whatever the case may be, I mean, I get. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Like, you know, it's a double standard. You know, people could be okay with two females kissing, but two men kissing is like obscene and just the utmost disrespect. So I'm like, I guess my thing is fuck it. Fuck the whole situation, pretty much, because, you know, for a long time, you know, prior to me coming out, I mean, being DL is not fun and it's not an easy task.
Who was DL?
Well, well, of course, in the sense, we all kind of were prior to us, like, confirming things.
Right.
You know, but for me, it was more of a. It was more of a. It really is more of a cover up. You know, somewhat, kind of ish.
Especially being a black male, because the black community. I mean, because I find there's more DL men in the black community and even Latino community because it's not accepted within black community, Latino community. I feel like it's much harder for black men, especially because, you know, you see how much hate LGBT people get from the black community, especially when you got trans women getting murdered and killed because I guess by DL men. And don't get me wrong, some of these trans women that do go with these men, they're out to accomplish something. Some of them want to accomplish something.
I just hate the fact how the gay community has turned to really praise DL men are more masculine men. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't see how you can fall in love with a DL man.
I couldn't.
I think it's more of a fetish. I think it's more of a fetish, and DL men don't mind being fetishized by the gay community or whatever. But you got to look at the type of gays that like DL men, because it's always these little teeny boppers And there's always these ratchet little the queens out there. You want the hood niggas. You want the DL men or whatever. And I mean, if that's what turns you on, but me personally, when I find a partner, I'm thinking about the longevity of our relationship. I'm thinking about the long run because if I can't be seen with you in public, we don't have a relationship.
Right.
You know, we can only chill out at your house, or we can only go to dark places like the movies or whatever. And I gotta walk 10 steps in front of you or 10 steps behind you,
right?
So no one would suspect anything. That's not a relationship.
Like I was telling one, like I said, I was telling one guy I was talking to. He was DL. This was like a year or two ago. And I told him, I said, well, I'm out gay male. So if you were to run into somebody, if we were out and about, because, you know, I don't like just staying cramped up in the house. It's bad enough we've been doing that for quarantine. I want to go out and do something. So what if you saw somebody that you know out with me? So how would you introduce me as your friend or just somebody you just ran into? Like what? So I wouldn't be your boyfriend. I'd just be somebody that you just ran into or just met, or somebody you just basically helping with a flat tire or something. I wouldn't be considered your boyfriend or anything. Like you couldn't even be yourself around those so-called friends of yours.
Right.
Because you're trying to adapt to what we call the social norm.
Jojo, are you watching the news?
I am watching the news a little bit, and I'm listening to y'all too.
That is so disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful. It's not disrespectful. I'm listening to y'all.
I'm gonna say like
I am listening. I was trying to butt in, but I didn't want to be rude.
So. Girl, I'm gonna say like Mr. Brown, you so disrespectful.
The news is giving me a little bit of natural light in here, so yeah, because I don't want to turn on the regular light. I'm gonna put it on mute. But
what were you gonna say?
Shit, I forgot. Let's just put it this way: to avoid you having any issues, or any of us having any issues with somebody who is DL or know of someone who is scared to claim you openly, find that shit out when you first start. Like that's one of the first things that goes along with, hey, my name is, and if you DL, if you that damn discreet, that needs to be disclosed when you are doing the introductory of yourself. That needs to be upfront and foremost, so that we not wasting nobody's time.
Well,
period.
I mean, in today's time, the best way, like the most productive way to meet a DL guy is like on a dating app, like Grindr or Jack.
You know what? Are they on those apps? Because my thing is, I don't even think that they are on that. Like, my definition of a real, because you ain't DL if you got a fucking Jack or Grindr or whatnot.
You're not.
You're just not. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
I don't care how you try to hide it.
No, but they still call themselves DL though.
That's when that notification goes off, bitch.
You are not. I know the let that shit be on your phone, and you quote unquote. I don't know how you.
When that notification go off, bitch. I know the
You're probably doing it like making a. I mean, you just are not. You're not gonna have that shit on your phone if you DL. Sorry. Like no.
Right.
Yeah, the notification gonna give you away. Like I don't know how they doing it, but. Really, if they at this point, who gives a fuck if they exist? But they don't have that on there, and I don't think it's more so a fetishization of DL men. Like you said, it could be a part of it. I think it's more so of a fantasy of.
I think so too.
It's a lot more fantasy because that's all you grow up watching and seeing. I mean, if you are gay and you're attracted to men, you pretty much are attracted to what you typically grow up seeing. So if you like you know your sexuality at a very young age, like maybe 7-ish, I can maybe say that's about as early as I've realized my attraction. So you're gonna be attracted to what you're seeing, and probably you're gonna be seeing like masculine hood shit. So that's it, and it's more so like fantasy because for the most part, you're thinking that this person ain't gay. There ain't no chance in hell that that you have at this dude because he's just not gay. Seen on the surface, so that's what I say. It's more a fantasy, I think, than it is fetish. It is kind of a fetish too, though, because people do put that on.
That's all that you see that these little queens are asking for, you know.
But it's not just the queens, though.
It's really
what
not.
I see.
It's really not, but it's so much. you must be masked, or
because guess who likes those
must be
DL
hood.
hardcore hood niggas? Other quote unquote DL hardcore hood
Yeah,
niggas. They go for
okay.
each other.
Sure
I mean,
do.
okay, well, they're for each other, but I'm talking
So
about.
that's what I was telling my friend the other day. It was like, when it comes to homosexual relationships or whatnot, when it comes to lesbians versus men and women in same-sex relationships versus men, you would see lesbian. Let me just say, I see lesbians more so playing the quote-unquote heteronormative roles. Where you have, I always see a butch lesbian with a pretty lipstick lesbian.
Right.
Like I always, I see that very, very often. It's very often that I see a queen. Feminine guy. Let me just say that. Let's not be disrespectful. A feminine gay man with masculine quote unquote, I guess what you would call a DL, but DL doesn't have a look, to be honest with you. It's rather that I see a masculine gay man with a very feminine gay man. They exist, but I don't see it.
Now this also goes by generation as well too. Like piggybacking off what you're saying about how you see a really masculine, man with a fem. Now I'm 28 now, and since I came out, like coming into the gay scene in my early 20s, I've seen there's only 2 men that I've met, 2 masculine like DL men that I've met, but they're older. They're like in that older generation, and they are only attracted to feminine men. I mean, I guess it's just like that feel of them, like, I don't know what it is about them. I even ask, okay, well, what makes you so attracted to feminine men? If that's the case, he's like, well, I'm asking that, is that if you would you be seen out in public with a feminine man? And they said,
oh my fucking God, girl, give me a break, would you? No, my phone keep going off. Shit.
Yo, Lord, having technical difficulties, child.
Yeah, I hate that. Like, anyway.
I'm like, would you be seen out in public with this feminine man? And a lot of them say no, which, I mean, I don't understand why I don't know, that's just them. I mean, like, if you're attracted to
they'll fuck you all day and night. Like, sex ain't a problem.
But that's all they're.
Yeah, that's all you're gonna get.
That's all they want.
Right, that's all you're gonna get from them. That's all you're gonna get is a good fucking. Somebody.
So
like
what I'm saying is,
it's
more than sex. Of course, like I said, the masculine man. Let me just take the DL part out of it. A masculine man and a feminine man. It's sexually, yeah, that is happening probably a lot. But I'm talking about who I've seen like as actual couples. I've never seen a couple.
It's kind of funny because remember we had this argument about maybe a year ago how we were talking about this,
right?
About how a masculine man looking for a masculine man is a feminine trait.
It is.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It is a feminine trait.
It is. And some of these DL men get so offended when you say that. And I'm like, it is.
Well, they need to be offended because it's true. Because that is a feminine characteristic.
It is.
That is a feminine characteristic when you out here looking. Because women look for a masculine man. So
exactly.
yeah. So like feminine women look for a masculine man when they're seeking a partner. So when you out here talking about mask for mask, that doesn't make you mask at all.
It doesn't. It makes you when they be and God, don't say, oh my God, don't even say the F word. Don't say feminine. Oh, they explode over that. Like,
right. But masculine men never done shit for the community other than provide dick.
It's always been the feminine men.
They always provide what?
Dick.
Yeah.
Ass.
And ass. That's it. So,
they provide more ass than anything.
Right. Because the thing is, like, you wouldn't even be able to be comfortable enough to even be on a gay dating app or site if it wasn't for the femmes and the transgenders and the drag queens. Okay? Right. So you're fucking welcome. Is all I'm gonna say. But it's the word I'm looking for. It's kind of like it's the word I'm looking for when we gotta stop coming down on our feminine gay men for dressing.
Bottom shaming.
Right. We gotta stop bottom shaming. We gotta stop femme shaming and such. So that's a whole That's damn near homophobia within the gay community. How the hell are you gonna be gay but be homophobic at the same time?
Yeah. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. But like, okay, I wear crop tops. I wear jeans that fit my ass. Okay. So what? You know, but a lot of these queens need to realize you're not supposed to be liked by everybody and you're not going to be everyone's type either.
No, you're not.
You know, but then
you
again,
win some and you lose some.
But I feel like those who are worried, those who focus so much on film and or mass, film and mass, is only for a one night stand or it's only out of lust. You know, when you're looking for a partner for like, when you're looking for a fuck buddy, you know, you're going to have these shallow ass criteria and requirements or whatever. But when you're out there looking for love, you can't say no facts, no films. You can't say masculine only. You can't even say feminine only. Like, you got to be open because love comes from love. Like, that love can get you from anybody.
Hello.
And when you're stuck on those shallow ass requirements and criteria, you're gonna miss it. Like, you're gonna fuck that shit up. You're not gonna get with me because I do my hair, because I wear my hair in a way which you consider feminine.
Right.
But you can't shake me. You can't shake your feelings for me. But you're gonna miss out on me because I'm not about to wait for anybody.
No.
Yeah.
I will only wait for so long, but still.
And it be them same mask for mask couples that be posting ass pics and doing all kind of what they consider bottom activities and
They're bottoms.
Bottom.
You're a fucking bottom. You're a bottom with muscles.
Now, did we just say we're not gonna shame the bottoms?
I know we're not, but they're the one thing that they hate.
It's what they consider. That's what we're saying.
Right.
Well, is bottoming a feminine?
No, it's not.
It shouldn't be. I mean, that's how we look at it. Because the bottom is supposed to be submissive. Baby,
right.
Let me tell you something. When I bottom, I'm dominant. Okay, I'm on top. I'm being honest. I'm being real.
King Talk on that Good. I can pick. No, let me die.
You know what?
Okay, but it's such a. I guess it's such a brave thing to do. Like, in terms of that shit just. That don't feel good for the first maybe 5-10 minutes of it. So that is. Baby, you gotta be a man to do that. You gotta be a man.
You gotta, honey. It's tough kind of bottom, honey. You gotta take it like a man.
For real, literally. Like, I think that phrase was coined around bottoming. Take it like a man, yeah.
Right. I feel like bottoming. Like, when you're a bottom, like I said, it's bottoming is.
Okay, I can't. You know, well, let me see.
But back to the whole DL concept. Like, yeah, DL men were created from society, and I need society to know that. I need these communities out here to know that.
These people don't give a fuck.
They don't. But my thing is, stop talking about DL men when y'all create them, because y'all shame people for coming out. Because especially when it's a black man especially when it's a black man. But when black men and women come out of the closet, they don't get the love. I
think they've gotten better with that in the black community, but the thing that they got bad with it used to be to where, it was just shunned altogether. I think more so now, they tell you, pick a side and choose it. I think that's where
the reason why it's more accepted,
and that harkens back to the bisexuality thing. So
it's more accepted now because there are laws helping with that. People are more open-minded now today than they were back in the gap, and it's now considered a social norm because now you have people.
Now you see it. It's like we're not the monsters that you thought that we were.
You have kids. You have children now with 2 moms and 2 dads now. It's considered normal now because.
And that's why people used to speak out against it so much, because it's like, well, what about the children? You used to think it's like, well, what the fuck are we gonna do to your children?
But these are the same kids you gave birth to and gave up for adoption.
First of all, when was the last time, Like I was telling one lady, I said, "You so worried about gay people, but when was the last time you saw a gay person on the news saying that they raped somebody or something like that?"
Exactly.
I'll wait.
Like there are men out there raping their lesbian daughters because they're to get them to come back to the straight side. So you're gonna rape the lesbian, you're gonna rape the gayness out of her.
Apparently that's going on a lot in Africa.
Heterosexual mentality. It's sad.
Right.
I'm not gonna put that all on straight people, but that's
I'm not throwing it all on straight people.
But
that's more so like
about
some
the
kind of other
community. Yeah, to be out there voicing their opinions about the LGBTQ community. It's because you have an idea of what goes on in our bedroom. You go off of that. Like I said before, I've met some guys who consider themselves completely gay, and they are 100% virgin.
That's why I think you shared a post, or somebody shared a post about LGBTQ history being taught in schools. I'm not opposed to that because a lot of people's first thing was I saw somebody share that same post and it was like,
I shared it.
Somebody said I don't need my children learning about sex, and I'm like, what?
Right?
It's not
all about sex.
They think just fucking, and it's not that.
It's like it's not. There's more to us. Like there's
people that just fucking. I mean, fuck these motherfuckers on Tinder and shit. Y'all just finding people to fuck.
I think it should be taught in turn. It should be taught because it's American history. It's more gay history is more so not sex history, but it's more so human rights.
Gay history. There's a lot of history. Like I said, gay history is American history.
Well, you know they drag us into everything. They're like, okay, well, so y'all gonna take Black history out of school and add gay history. Y'all gonna take prayer out of school and add gay history. Now, I would say I'm not opposed to it. However, I don't push it either for it to be taught in school. But I see where they're coming with, because if you teach your child how to just respect people, no matter how different they are from them, we wouldn't have to have shit like that in school. Because a lot of that shit goes down in school. Kids are being bullied just for being considered gay. They're being bullied. I mean, no child should know what suicide is, and they got kids out here killing themselves because they were being bullied because somebody else called them gay.
Yeah, and let's talk about it like being taught in school. Yeah, you probably should teach sex ed regarding LGBT
in middle school or high school.
Middle school. Like starting middle school, them children are fucking like, and they should not be, but they are. And straight ed, you'll be a fool to think that you're gay kid if you got a gay kid. That's when your hormones are raging. I wasn't fucking in middle school, but they are. These little kids.
I'm gonna say this, and I mean no shade, but you can't say shit about gay people if your daughter 13 years out there and she's 6 months pregnant. Tell me I'm lying.
You're not lying, but you shouldn't be saying shit about gay people. Period. Like, mind the business that pays you. If it don't make you money and it don't make you come, shut up.
Right. Like why? That's what I don't understand. Like why being gay, how is that even affecting you? How is that affecting you?
Oh, because at one point they thought that they could catch it. They thought that if you sit close enough to them and you breathe heavily, they could catch it in the air.
They said the same thing about HIV, but look, it's affecting everybody.
Right.
What they really think is, it harkens back to, I don't want you trying nothing with me. Oh, I don't mind you being gay, but don't try that gay shit with me.
Baby, first of all, you ugly.
Those be the ones those be the ones that be DL, and I don't care what nobody says. And I'm
that's what it harkens back to. It's like,
if you are a homophobe, you are DL. I don't care what nobody says. If you're a homophobe, you're a DL, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, homophobia is DL mentality. Because it's not that you hate me, but you hate the fact that I hate myself and you.
And you hate yourself. It's self-internalized hate.
It's a form of self-hate. It's self-hate.
So, it is.
Yeah.
It really is. But what kills me is that, you've never been gay. And people irk me when they be like, oh, how do you know you're gay? How do you know you're bi? I don't know. How do you know you're straight? How do you know you're straight? Have you had sex with the same sex? Have you tried sex with the same sex and said, oh, I don't like it?
Right.
Have you done that? Because I know gays who have tried it with the opposite sex and they just could not get into it. Right, JoJo?
Shit, you a motherfucking lie.
Honey, I've never. Honey, let me tell you one thing. Maybe me and JoJo can say we're golden gays over here, honey.
I ain't been near a vagina since 1987 when I came out of one. Okay?
Exactly.
So.
The closest I've ever been to a vagina when I came out of in 1991.
But
I'm divulging too much on Beyonce.
Just like you know for a fact that you are straight. Gays know for a fact that they are gay. Bis know for a fact that they are bi. So
and you know, at a very early age, like you don't really get how young you are.
I knew I was different when I was 6 years old.
I knew at the age of 7 or 8.
Yeah,
exactly. And people are like, well, you too young. How you just maybe it's biology. It's
but
just
the thing was and I applaud my mom for when she brought up me and my sister. My mom didn't push sexuality on us. You know, like I would play dolls with my sister, and my mama wouldn't think twice. Or my sister would play baseball or football with us in the backyard with me and my cousins, and my mama wouldn't think twice. My mom did not push, oh, that's for girls, that's for boys. She did not push gender identification on us. But of course, this is back in the 90s, so
that's surprising.
Right?
Considering
she just let us be kids.
That's what I'm saying. That's extremely surprising.
She just let us be kids. She just let us be kids because it was just me and my sister in the house, and my sister wasn't making friends easily. I certainly wasn't. So we had each other. So we would play with each other. If my sister wanted to play house with the dolls, she would ask me. And if I wanted to go out and play like flag football or something that is considered more masculine, I would ask her because I didn't have a lot of guy friends coming up.
That's understandable. I get that.
So it was just us. So my mom's a single parent. So people like to argue the simple fact that I am the way I am because I didn't have a father in the house, but I have father figures.
Right.
I had my uncles with me. Some of my mom's best friends taught me a lot. So you can't really argue that because there are a lot of gay people out there who grew up with two parents. So that's just non-argumentative. And
Marshawn,
the thing is just that heterosexual, like a lot of homophobic people come up with the most ridiculous arguments, or the most ridiculous opinions to justify their argument. When the biggest argument is that you mind your business and I'm gonna mind mine.
Because society has brainwashed everyone into thinking that being gay is not normal. And when you look at it, we are normal. We're human beings. We all bleed red. We all have how many bones in our body? 52?
Right.
We all have the same. Well, some of us have the same amount of bones. I don't know about some of y'all. But we are all the same. So why me being who I am is affecting you? Especially being homophobic.
It's not affecting them, but it's because there's so many of them versus us. But then again, who knows? It might be a lot more people that are same-sex attracted.
And I feel like a lot of them. A lot of them even hate a lot. And I feel like a lot of people hate gay people because like we're so comfortable in our own skin that people are they're so insecure with who they are that they can't be
that mentality.
It's all just taught. It's a taught hatred. It's a taught hatred. It's a learned and taught hatred.
It's like racism is taught, homophobia is taught. That's why, especially in the Black community, like they're especially like with the Black community, especially in the Black church, JoJo, like being gay is frowned upon. But like, how can you say? I remember I was watching a show. I can't remember what show it was. How this lady said like, "Oh my God, that's the worst sin of all." First of all, the good book said there's no sin greater than the other. So,
then again, at the same time, I just don't understand how pedophilia is less
accepted,
sinful than homosexuality.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
I don't understand that.
The child molesting uncle's invited to the cookout table, but God forbid you be gay, you're not invited at all. You are shunned from the table.
The gay cousin cannot come to the family cookout, but your boyfriend that molests your child while you're at work.
Exactly.
The Black gay church is a little more accepting of homosexuality than y'all even they think. I mean, look to their music ministry and tell me that they're uncomfortable.
Half them hymns I'm speaking to the church, baby. Half them hymns y'all be singing are written by gay men, just so y'all know.
And the majority of the people that y'all got singing and playing and all that stuff, they're gay, and obviously so. So that's what I'm saying. It's like
it may even be the pastor.
Ooh. We're not even gonna go there. We're not even gonna go there, Kwee.
Baby, I saw your pastor at Pride. Now that's real tea. So
now you're not gonna see nobody pastor at Pride.
You're not gonna.
Well, you might. No, he might be at Pride, but not in the festivities.
He'll be at Pride, but not in the festivities, honey.
In the back room bathroom, that is so nasty.
And that's another thing. You know, okay, you know what you like. You know what you like, and you're gonna protest.
See,
why,
honey?
Knowing that you like boy ass and you're gonna go to a Pride.
First of all, church folk need to be thanking us.
Why is this so
X-rated? June is the only month that they can all come together and agree on one thing. Y'all need to be thanking us, honey.
Right. We brought y'all together.
We even had to do shit besides be ourselves.
but exists. And people, I'm sorry, but women always act like, they always ask, how can you tell if a guy is gay or not? Or how can you tell if a guy is DL? Baby, okay, if I walk into a room, okay, you invite me to a kickback, and I walk into a room with my flamboyant ass, and all of a sudden these men just start to feel uncomfortable, that should be a sign right there.
That's a sign right there.
That should be a sign.
You want to know if somebody gets down or not? Just look at your gay friends' Facebook page and see how many mutuals y'all have in common.
Actually, no. You log on to Jack, and see who's up and see who's around. Because Lord knows when I'll be child.
See, but I hate to think that they will be that stupid. I don't think that they're that dumb because their phone will give them away. But then again, if they got mutuals,
but if that phone stay on mute, sis, you gotta think something's up.
Yeah, I think
if you don't have the password to that phone,
it's easier to hide. I think it's easier to hide if you have an Android phone because Android does something where you can hide your apps or something.
But you know what? That's that. I hate to say it. It's cynical, but that's that woman problem, child. If she got a deal, that's on. That is on you. That's y'all business. They might have a fucking. They might have a arrangement.
And I would say it now. Men who sag are gay. I'm sorry. Then again, I'm not. You're showing your bare ass.
Well, it came out of prison. So
it came. No. Let me tell you how they straight explained it.
Oh God.
Apparently, the slave owners would make their black male slaves sag their pants in reference to fucking them and forcing them to have sex. So that's where sagging came from.
Where you heard that from?
Yeah, where you at? That's my.
It was a post on Facebook, and I completely ignored it. It was a post on Facebook because I was like,
"We're gonna have to do some actual background on that," because I'm
like, baby, you are reaching because everybody knows, and anyone with common sense knows. Sagging came from prisoners who were DL in prison, but
I was available.
I'm available for the dick type thing, So the tops in prison would know who to pinpoint when they want their dick in somebody's ass, so they will go to the motherfucker that's sagging the lowest. Okay, so if you don't want to be considered gay, wear your pants on your waistline. And that'll be the end of that.
I can't stand guys that do that. I'm sorry. It's gay or straight.
I say, but I have a reason to.
Bitch, I be telling you to pull your damn pants up all the time.
My thing is though, but you're out here trying to be so thug and so straight to the gay community, honey. And to no, not even that. To people with sense, you are a bottom. You're gay. Not only is your man DL, honey, he's a bottom.
Honey, if you sagging with cakes, honey, I'm just gonna look. I'm sorry.
I am gonna look. I am gonna look, and I don't give a damn if I get caught looking because
you pretty much asking to get looked at.
Then there's the new thing where they sagging so low where they're sagging to the bottom of their dick. I'm like, you cannot tell me that is heterosexual mentality. that I refuse to believe it, because it's not. You're sagging so low to where no matter how long your dick is, I can see the bottom of his print.
I just,
I don't know. It's
sagging. I'm sorry, sagging.
What you mean you don't know? Tell me it makes perfect sense. Because it's true.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not.
It's true. If you're a man, I'm sorry, honey. I don't care how much of a thug he is. I don't care how much dope he sells. I don't care how much hustling he doing. If he's sagging within period. If he's sagging to a point to where you can see the top of his cheeks, he's gay.
I don't disagree.
He's gay.
I don't disagree.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I do not disagree.
Fight me, bitch.
I do not disagree.
You might get a lot of comments on that, honey.
That's fine. That is perfectly fine, because don't ask what you don't want to know the answer to. Because it's always, oh, he a faggot, oh, he a faggot, but you're sleeping next to a faggot. And these girls need to realize that you're sleeping next to a faggot. Majority of you, anyway. Now, not every man, no. But when you look at these old heads out here now one of them are sagging. They never sagged a day in their fucking lives. No, this is not some young type agenda movement trend or whatever that they're trying to get going on. No. These young little thugs out here sagging, they're gay. Or bi. Or curious. I would be as lenient enough to say that you're curious.
I think they just more so, some of them probably are, but I think they're just impressionable. You're going with what you see.
That's true, too.
You're just impressionable. You're looking at the rappers. You're looking at TV.
Too.
You're looking at other people that you're going to school with. You are impressionable. You wet behind the ears, and you want to go along. You monkey see, monkey do. So you see everybody else wearing their clothes like this. So guess what? You're
female that's watching with a boyfriend or a child or a young teenage or young male teenager sagging, after what I just said, she may want to instruct or force them to pull their pants up, because you got a whole community out there that's looking and knowing. And the queens are not wrong.
No.
On that note.
I mean, I'm just saying but they created the DL community did not come from the LGBTQ community. No, the DL community is not even part of, it's connected to, but I don't consider it to be part of the LGBTQ community.
No,
until they come out of the closet.
Until they come out, they're not considered part of the LGBT community, because first of all, honey,
well, I mean, that's, until they come out. When they come out, they're gonna be gay, but until then, they not
part of their own community. DLs for DLs, baby. I support it. That's fine, but don't bring that shit over here.
Yeah, go on your own little island. Leave the women alone too.
Baby, your letter is somewhere.
That shit is toxic.
Your
letter somewhere way over there.
It is 6:00 and my food needs to be fucking finished.
I hate you.
I can't stand you.
Yes, I gotta put my steak in the oven. Shit, I'm ready to. I gotta get this over with.
Well, it is about time for it
to wrap up, because we've been over an hour.
So, final thoughts, Marshawn, since this was your topic.
Honey, my final thought is, honey, if you DL, just don't even bother hitting me up, because first of all, I've had, like I said, I got receipts, but like I said, I'm not exposing anybody. Stay the fuck
out. We all got receipts.
Exactly. Stay the fuck
out. A whole hidden album full.
As far as I know, it's 2020. You shouldn't even still be DL, because people are more open-minded.
Well, they're too deep. They're too depth. They're too in depth with it. You're married with like 6 kids.
Right. Y'all so worried about what's going on with, with folks. Like, don't worry about what other people think. Just be yourself. Like, we're in a whole different generation now. People are more open-minded. Just be who you are. I mean, you don't have to stay in the closet. I mean, I get it. You have people who are not accepting. You may get shunned out of your family. But first of all, baby, if that's really your family, they wouldn't give a fuck. They wouldn't care. I mean, they should still love you regardless.
I still say family is, blood doesn't make family, is what one does for you.
Loyalty. Blood might make you related, but loyalty makes you family.
Here's that they have very high self-esteem. You have to be strong-willed. You have to be of strong mind. Like, because it ain't easy. Anybody who says it's easy to be gay in this world, in this country, It's really not, and it's not our fault. I mean, it's just the way the shit is set up. So
in other countries, like you can't be gay at all. Like that's
they kill you for that shit.
They kill you.
Yeah, so that's what I said. It's kind of easier said than done, but yeah, ultimately I'm agreeing with my shit. I'm agreeing. Yeah, I'm living.
Okay, Jojo, your final thought.
My final thought is let this DL topic just be dead. With 2020 going
talk about this shit.
No, and it's not just a slight too much. This is like in general because I feel like yeah, if you still have to be it, that's your own. That's your demon that you have to battle. You go do that shit elsewhere. Leave everybody alone. This is so goddamn 1990, 1980, even 2000s. Like this is just tired. It's over. Like it's over. Like it's annoying. It's like why? I can understand why you might be DL, but it's try not to give it any attention. Just like with everything, with a lot of other bullshit, let that shit rest. Like that's my thing. I'm so sick of the DL shit. Let it rest. That's a dead done topic to me. Because I just don't entertain it. I just don't. It's like you're too grown, especially if you are self-sufficient. You have your own money. You don't depend on. Why are you DL?
Right.
You hate yourself that much? Is that you only get one life to live, and spending it hiding from others is no way to live it. Whether you're straight, DL, curious, gay, bi, whatever. My thing is that I consider it to not even be worth the drama, to not even be worth the work, because it's a lot of work being DL, and nothing is easy. But it's just that I kind of feel sorry for them, but then again, I don't, because I could see if you're like just not coming in tune with your sexuality for the first time, versus you're 40 years old, you got married, and you gave some female, like you struggled through sex and y'all birthed a child. But at the end of the day, you still know who you are and you still like boys. I don't have any sympathy for you. You might as well stay DL for all I care, because that's toxic. Because I would say that I do feel for the woman that dedicated her life all of a sudden for her husband or her boyfriend or her long-term boyfriend or her fiance to come out and say, I'm gay. You knew you were gay when y'all fell in love. You should have told her then. Now wait 6, 7 plus years of her life.
Right.
That's my final thought. So for me, it's all about circumstances. But
moral of the story is do what makes you happy.
Exactly.
If being DL, being closeted, and hiding all that shit makes you happy and makes you more comfortable, do that shit.
But keep that shit over there.
Yeah, and don't. Now I'm not encouraging. Do not be deceitful. But if you want to live your life being a hermit, you do that. But leave people alone. Like don't bring nobody along.
But just know this: you'll be miserable in the long run.
You'll be miserable in the long run, but
because
we're not trying to force nobody.
You could be with someone and be alone.
Right. And some people prefer, and some people like
that.
That's fine. That's fine. You don't need my approval to live your life how you want to. I'm just saying that I know what I know, and I'm speaking from experience.
Just leave that shit over there. Don't bring it over here.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay, well, this has been a wonderful episode. Thank you, Mashawn. Thank you, JoJo. You may go back to your stove because I got to go back to mine.
Thank you, because I got shit to watch tonight.
See you all in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments. Please continue with the love. Share, like, and we will see you next week.
And tune in Mondays at 1 Central Time.
Tune in Mondays at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time, honey.
All right. It's been wonderful. This has been Kween Talk. Y'all have a blessed evening or a blessed day. Have a great day.